All right, here's the situation. Let's pretend you have a truck that is out in the woods somewhere stuck, and you have a flat tire, you need to change your tire. But all you have is a Chinese, where does it say it at? Exhaust air jack from Amazon. Can it do it? I've seen a video about these, and it looks a little bit sketchy. So let's see what you get. You get a bag that you probably don't need, a big hose that I presume this hooks onto the exhaust, whatever that is. You get an airbag, another one of those things. I don't know what those things are for. I don't know what this is for. So the idea here is that this is just a giant airbag that apparently you can blow it up with the power of your exhaust, and it's supposed to be strong enough to lift up your vehicle so you can change a tire or work on it or do whatever you have to do. So I'm not entirely sure. It says it can lift up to 4.3 tons, which I believe is 8,600 pounds. And it also said on the Amazon description, it said that it somehow, which I'm not saying, it has some relief valve that prevents it from blowing up, which I'm not seeing. I just see one valve that goes into it. Common sense would say that you just lock this in. Okay, and then I guess you just put this on your exhaust. I mean, is it that simple? And then that's gonna inflate our bag. First of all, let's just see if we can inflate the bag. Hello? I mean, how long does this take? Does it take all day? Do I need to rev it up? Did that do anything? There's no air coming out of here. This just looks like a plug of some type. Let's see. Place air jack under vehicle at selected location with flat surface. Assemble hose and lay it out flat to remove any kinks. Start engine while idling. Press black cone firmly to the end of exhaust pipe. Partially inflate the bag, then check bag is positioned squarely. Okay, how am I supposed to do that? All right, let's lay this thing out perfectly flat. There's no air. I mean, that's on there. That's as on there as you're gonna get. There's literally nothing coming out, period. Is this a joke? How's the air supposed to come out? Oh, the mosquitoes. Maybe I need to read the instructions. Okay, so after some testing, the instructions don't say anything about this. There's a little screw right here that I thought maybe needed to be loosened because it's like, you know, there's like a seal right here. And I thought maybe that was preventing the exhaust gas from going in. But I don't know what the deal is exactly. But I put this on the truck, put this on the airbag, and I held it at 4,000 RPM for like 2 minutes. Nothing. Not even a smidge of air went into that bag. So I don't know if this hose is defective or what the deal is. Luckily, they provided another valve that you can screw onto the bag that takes just a regular Schrader valve, like a tire to put air in it. So we're just gonna use that and see if that works. So I did some more testing, and in that time, the mosquitoes have gotten plague level. So if you see me swatting like a crazy person, that's why. I got another car to test, and that one works, that exhaust works completely fine. So I think I have a leak in my exhaust somewhere because my exhaust has no pressure, But the other one, whenever I push it onto the exhaust, it like has so much pressure, it wants to push it off the exhaust, and it fills the bag almost instantly. Like this was almost like 2 seconds. You can see my exhaust. When I put it on here, there's nothing. Now watch when I put it on the other exhaust. Instantly. So much so that this won't even stay on there. I have to physically hold it on. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and blow this up all the way. Man, it's crazy the difference. That's a lot of pressure. Which makes me think that's so much pressure to blow this thing up. I don't know that that would hold on to any exhaust. All right. So there's our bag. I guess we just go like that. We'll kind of flatten our bag down. Let's put it like right here. Make sure there's nothing that can be damaged. I'm gonna be shocked if this actually works. I'm getting eaten alive for you guys out here. Oh, we're going. Look at that. That's lifting it up. Not quite. I don't think we got enough. I don't know if we have enough clearance. I think that's about all it's got. Man, these mosquitoes are literally apocalyptic. I don't really like this thing. Let's try that other shredder valve. All right. So we're gonna use this tire inflator / jack that we tested in a previous video a couple years ago, I think. I feel like I'm under attack here. All right. This obviously takes way more time. I mean, we're getting some pressure, but we're not even, the gauge isn't even showing 1. Still, it's tighter. Still not even 1 PSI on the gauge. I don't know if we're gonna get any more than that. Still not even 1 PSI. Oh, something happened. Still not even 1 PSI. So I guess it jacked it up enough for it to roll because the ground wasn't perfectly level. Can I? There we go. I think this thing is absolutely pathetic so far. All right, it is a new day and we do not have apocalyptic level mosquitoes today. So that's gonna be very nice. Now let's try this again. I chalked the wheels this time. Let's see if we can just get this thing off the ground to a point where if we needed to, we could change the tire. I think I'll go like this time, maybe. All right, Let's see what that does. I tell you one thing, so far, if you were in a situation where you needed a jack, it would probably be better to just use something like this and use this jack versus try to use an airbag and use this to inflate the airbag, because inflating the airbag takes forever. It feels like we might be getting somewhere. Seems like there's a lot of air leaking out around the seal. All right, it's been 10 minutes. At what point, and we're not even under that much pressure. And I think we've been here at this point for the last, I don't know, 5 minutes probably at least. I wonder at what point do we call it? Oh, you know what? You know what? I'm an idiot. I don't think this thing was on all the way. Maybe now we'll get somewhere. Okay. My own stupidity strikes again. It's making some funny noises. Maybe that means we're lifting. We're still reading 0 PSI on the gauge, which I'm not sure how that's possible. I see what's gonna happen here. It's gonna roll back. Yeah. All right. I see what's going on here. This thing sucks. So not only does it take forever for it to inflate. Now, granted, that would probably be faster with the exhaust, but where this thing is, you know, literally just a blob of air, it makes it almost impossible for you to get it to where it'll just lift straight up, because it just moves around to wherever. I could see maybe where this would be more beneficial, say like in the mud or something, you know, where it has such a wide surface area. I mean, this is almost fully extended and we're not even off of the ground. And this is only a Tacoma, so this doesn't even sit that high. Like if you had an off-road vehicle that was lifted, the only way I could see that you would lift something with this is maybe if you were buried in the mud and then maybe you were trying to lift it out, potentially. I think this is a kind of a unique idea, but the execution just sucks. All right, so this thing, it claims somewhere, I don't know if it was on Amazon or maybe it's on the side somewhere, it claims that it will not explode. So we're gonna test that. I've already kind of pre-pumped it up. I'm just gonna turn on the air pump and run away, and we'll see what happens. I have a feeling that this valve is probably gonna fail before this explodes, but we'll see. Okay, let's disable this. Okay, so the camera is getting ready to overheat at the worst possible time. I don't think that anything's gonna happen. I didn't get a peek at the PSI, but I checked it at about maybe 5 minutes. No, the PSI is only at like, never mind. It looked, before I thought it was at about 10 PSI, but now it's at like probably 3 PSI. So I think this thing is so poorly constructed that I don't think you can get, maybe you get a really big air compressor. I don't think you can get air into it fast enough to actually make it explode. So I guess that's kind of a safety feature, but I don't know. It's probably for the best, honestly. All right, so I need to disable this somehow. And I have a probably not so genius idea. I'm going to hit it with a blow dart and we'll see what happens. All right, let's see. No way. It just stuck inside of it. No way. No way that didn't penetrate through there. All right, this is not cool. Not cool. All right, we're gonna have to switch to metal blow darts, which I didn't want to do because I'm worried about shrapnel, but desperate times calls for desperate measures. Really? I mean, that's a good thing, I guess. Oh, that one just missed. I mean, that's actually pretty good. That means that it's safe. So you can get a hole in it and it's not just gonna combust. Huh, okay, so as it turns out, this thing actually is pretty safe. I guess that canvas or whatever it's made out of is way thicker than I thought. I figured it would be kind of like a balloon. As soon as the blow dart hit it, it would just like kind of banana peel open, but not at all. You just poke a hole in it and the air leaks out. All right, so that was quite the event. The only thing I want to do now is I just want to cut this thing open and just kind of see what it's made out of. As you can see, all of the blow darts in there. It turns out, at least from what I can tell, these bamboo ones did puncture all the way through, but I guess they just like sealed themselves without causing a leak. But the metal one seems to have, well, not it seems to have, I know it caused a leak because it's a wider dart. But I really just want to see what this thing is made out of, because I'm honestly shocked that whenever I hit it with the blow dart and it being pressurized, that it didn't like rip open, which, I mean, that's a good thing for safety. Oh, okay. It's literally just a big empty balloon. There's nothing in there. All right. I was kind of thinking that potentially maybe it was made with like different chambers, and that was why when I hit it with the blow dart, it didn't like rip open, because maybe I only let the air out of one chamber. But that's clearly not the case. This really doesn't look like anything special. It's just semi-thick vinyl of some type. I guess where it's so thick, it really can withstand a lot of pressure. Or not that it can withstand a lot of pressure, because it doesn't really build pressure. The air leaks out of the seams and around the valve, at least with the tiny air pump. If you had like a big air compressor and you really just had a way to shove the air in there, maybe you could get it to explode. But I think the seams would probably fail first. I think I would rate this thing like maybe like a 2 out of 10. I see very, very few situations where it would actually be beneficial, at least on like flat ground. Even with a Tacoma, you can't lift it up hardly. It's even if it does inflate all the way, you're only going to get just a little bit off the ground. So if you were like, say, in the mud or something, I don't know that you would even get off the ground, because I feel like the bag would just slide around like it does on flat ground, or it would just like sink in the mud. I'm curious to hear your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.